Hello everyone, this is Mokholoane Ramainoane from MOAFRIKA Radio and Television. With us here is the chief of the mission for the European Union regarding the elections that took place in Lesotho 3 years ago. We'll be talking to him about the midterm observation that they have done, having met with multiple stakeholders, the government of Lesotho, private sector, civil society, the media, and other actors. Good afternoon, Daddy.
Hello, good afternoon. Good to be on MOAFRIKA Radio.
Likewise, it's good to have you. Briefly, just share with the viewers as to what is it that you found out after the 21 recommendations you had last week here.
Maybe before answering your question, it's important to underline that we exactly come in the midterm again.
Yes.
Because our idea is not only to make a report after the election,
yes,
but also to come in midterm and to look how our recommendations are treated, let's say.
I see.
And I think what we found is that some issues went further.
Yes.
Some are in the process to be done.
Yes.
And some still need to be pushed.
Yes.
To say it in this way.
Yes.
So I think everybody has a will. Everybody understands that it's necessary.
Yes.
But sometimes processes are too slow and too complicated. So maybe our visit here is also to encourage to speed up, because we think in the midterm is the best time where you can make laws concerning elections, because it's before the elections, and maybe the lawmakers still can look on the item and not look on the elections.
Yes, yes. Talk to us about the recommendations that have been processed faster.
Let's say, I think one of the biggest issues, and the problem is that a lot of our recommendations are also linked with the famous 10th Amendments, and the 10th Amendment, as your radio station reported very often, also was challenged in front of the Court of Constitution. So this is one issue. So it would be good that the decisions and the requiring laws after the decision are done quickly.
Yes.
Because then a lot of issues will also, let's say, smoothly go.
Yes.
Like it is, the biggest issue I think is the voter registration.
Yes.
This was not good for the last election because they were using the old register.
Yes.
And maybe there are too many people in the register which maybe not any longer here.
Yes.
So I think there is done real effort to modernize.
Okay.
Maybe 80% have been already in the register. It is important to move up there, and then to have the ID to use for the election. So I think this is good on the way, but needs to finalize, and it needs also the necessary laws also that for the election you can then use this register.
Yes.
This we're still waiting. I think this is one of the most important ones. The second one, which we like, and I think projects are going on, but therefore I think it's always good to use also TV and radio presence, is voter education.
Yes.
Because there were 37.7% participation, which we could say is low.
Very low.
And we had the feeling that a lot of people in the country had no idea about the election. So this kind of voter education means making people aware how important elections are, how they are functioning, when they have to go, what it's about, what they have to look and check also maybe in the internet and with the candidate, what for them is important, also how to decide whom they vote.
Yes.
This is the important thing, this is what we call voter education. There are projects running.
Yes.
Probably media plays a major role also in this issue, because if this functions, the idea is that the participation is going up maybe to 60%.
Yes, yes. Talk to us then about the funding. This was a big issue, and you have highlighted now that still a big problem.
Well, let's say this is one issue where not big movement has been seen.
Yes.
It's the whole issue of establishing a proper system of political party, being, let's say, registered and monitored and disputed, but of course also giving them the freedom which a party needs to make politics.
Yes.
And one thing what is important is that you put some rules when it is election period, what is allowed to do in the election period, what is not allowed, and how much you're allowed to spend
Yes.
In your country, there is a lot of tradition of giving also present to the voters, having big rallies with big food and so on. So it's very costly.
Yes.
And level playing field means one ceiling which goes for all. But to have one ceiling is the one thing. The other one is also need an independent institution who then can control.
Yes.
And where people can complain and say, listen, I had the feeling that A was not following, B was not following completely, so please check it out. And parties, this is some self-constraint for parties.
Yeah.
Maybe self-constraint nobody of us likes so much, but therefore we push, please constrain yourself on spending.
Yes. On that one in particular, there are also donors who expect parties to do. If you had to make reference with the West, how do you guys deal with it on the other side of the world?
Oh, we have, honestly, it's not that everything, especially on this field, is perfect in our region.
Yes.
Also, we have cases of corruption, of payback time, of interest groups, but we have ceilings.
Okay.
And we have functioning institutions when you are going above the ceilings, which a lot of parties also sometimes do. So those which have the big sponsors from industry. But then you have to pay fine. And then the question, of course, the discussion in our society is how high the fine should be, how tough it should be. But this is a permanent discussion, like democracy is a permanent one. But I think some minimum rules on this are everywhere and should be also here.
All right. We are about to conclude now. Let's speak a little bit about the budgetary independence of the IEC. How about that?
This is important also because you have the Independent Electoral Commission. And as it's called Independent Election Commission means that they are independently, of course, doing their work, which the law asks them to do. But this includes also that they have the necessary financial means. And elections, especially printing the papers, doing the ballot boxes, sending it all over the country, also to the remote area and so on, working on the register, this is costly. And it is important that they can have a planification process so that they are independently, let's say, budget, so that they can do their work without thinking, oh, disaster, I don't have the money, so we can't do it. I think everybody has to look on the money and to control the money flow, but at the end, elections need to be financed, and this is important. Therefore, you need this election committee, and it's not only about the general election. Could be by-elections, could be referendums coming up. So I think to enable them to do their work means also to give them the budget they need.
In conclusion, I need you to say something on the media. I can't let go of you without any comment on the media. What has been your feel?
As you're a media station, I think.
Of course. That's my direct constituency. What is it that you found about the media now in the midterm?
First of all, I think it is important that you have active media. As we always say, democracy constitutes of several powers. It is the parliament, it is the government, it is the court, and it is the media.
The fourth leg.
The fourth leg, exactly, the fourth power. And to become the leg a power, it must be also independent.
That is true.
They must be able that you can do your work. So we see sometimes, of course, there is pressure on journalists, sometimes there's self-censorship. Sometimes there is challenges also from other areas like social media, interference, fake news, and so on. And for all this, media is important. And of course, I am also member of parliament, so I know. Sometimes you like questions, sometimes you hate questions. Sometimes you hate the journalists who ask the question. But at the end, for functioning society, it is important that every media can ask the question and that you have a media situation. So what we are recommending also to go into the detail, to strengthen the independency, to strengthen also the possibility for journalists to do, and also to see, to let's say, modernize the media system, having independent surveillance authorities, having an ombudsperson, and also to have something like the nation broadcaster, which, let's say, is like famous BBC and others, providing good news and so on. And this is what we recommended. And still, there is also movement, like ombudsman and so on, but as in everything, there are a lot of other things also to do.
All right. Mr. Andreas, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. All the best.